long way to go. But I feel that my experience of Providence has showed me this path, that there's a journey here. There's a journey that leads to a deeper experience of God and a deeper experience of self, where I am free to be myself. But I gotta tell you, like everyone else, I've had challenges. I've had brokenness. I've faced pain and difficulty and sorrow and hurt. And what Prov showed me was to embrace these experiences, to learn and to grow from these experiences, and to move forward to find meaning and find that significance and find myself on that path, in that place, in that space. And so I stand in front of you this afternoon not as somebody who's healed or completely whole, but I'm on that path. I'm on that journey towards healing and wholeness and peace. Now, things aren't perfect, friends. There's a reason why my father is not here in this room this evening. There's a reason why, even though he came today, I didn't know until he showed up. And I mourn that reason. But I've learned to accept this and to be myself, to love myself despite these challenges, to love my life, to love my family. And out of that experience of deep love from God and from my family and from myself, I find myself more able to engage in therapeutic work with my clients. Henry Nouwen calls this the wounded healer. And I'm a better clinician, and I'm a better person because of this, because I am myself. Secondly, I learned that counseling and therapy really is about creating space or recognizing the space that we are in. It's not really about my theoretical orientation or the interventions that I choose to use, even though those things are actually quite important. It's about creating a space for the client. My job is to facilitate a sacred space where the client can encounter a genuine, professional, and caring relationship, where I can sit and I can just be with my client, or with my clients, and let that dance of therapy happen naturally. A space where the client is safe enough to explore their own experiences, their own pain, their own joy, their own suffering, their own emotions and situations and experience without somebody judging, without somebody just giving them advice. So a great example of this, of how Prov students are taught this, actually happened last year when I did my practicum at an agency. This was a couple of years forward now from my first practicum. I'm at an agency. I want to share you this story. I'm so excited to be at this practicum. I had this great agency. I had this fantastic supervisor. My energy level was through the roof. And I'm just happy to be there. My second week in, my life kind of took a little turn. And things started to crash. And I considered quitting and walking away. So I had a client in my work life, so not at my practicum, but in my work life, where I worked as a program coordinator for individuals who come into contact with the law and support and counseling for them. And I'd worked with this client for 2 years, and he was actually my very first client I had at this job, and he had so much potential to change. He was moving forward. He was doing so well. And I actually really connected with him well. I just really liked him. Well, along his journey, he began to lose hope. And he had breached the conditions of his release. And knowing that he would go back to prison, he called me. But I missed the call. He was arrested that day. He was taken back to prison, where he lost all hope. And he took his life. And so I was crushed at that point. And I thought about packing it in, right? Like, maybe this kind of work isn't for me, if this is what's going to happen. So 2 days later, I came to our practicum meeting here at Providence, and I told my fellow students and Rob McDonald what had happened. And what they did was so profound, it was so simple, it was so loving, with Rob kind of leading the way. What they did was create that space for me, that sacred space. They didn't try to cheer me up. They didn't give me some pithy, religious advice or statements. They just sat with me in my silence, in my